And you're up. The president taking heat for the struggling economy, but some Democrats are still trying to point the finger at the Tea Party.
Let us all remember who the real enemy is. And the real enemy is the Tea Party. The Tea Party knows Congress. There is no compromising with them. They have one goal in mind, and that's to make President Obama a one-term president.
But others say he'll be a one-term president because his base is getting frustrated with him.
We're supportive of the president, but we're getting tired of him. But our people are hurting. The unemployment is unconscionable. We don't know what the strategy is. We don't know why on this trip that he's in the United States now, he's not in any black community.
Wow. So is the president in real danger of becoming a one-term leader? Joining us right now is conservative radio host Charles Butler and Democratic strategist Tara Dowdell. Meanwhile, let's start with you, Tara. The president, reason to feel wary right now with a full year into the election?
Well, certainly this is going to be a very challenging election cycle for the president. There's no question about it with the economy being weak. But let us not forget that President Obama essentially inherited post-apocalyptic America. We have the economy, which is in sheer turmoil. When he came into office, 750,000 jobs are being lost. I mean, we've had oil spills, a winter like none other. I mean, I'm just waiting for locusts to show up next. So given all of these dynamics and all that he's had to confront, unrest in the Middle East, I think he's doing a pretty good job considering all of these dynamics.
Is that the way it's being perceived for you, Charles?
No, it's not. As a matter of fact, Brian, I think we have a news flash. President Obama is going to have a conference, a White House conference, and say that the President Bush started the earthquake yesterday, and guess what? He couldn't end the Libyan war because he had to evacuate the Pentagon from the golf course.
So, there is an issue, though, a real issue in the humor, in that the president and all of his supporters and workers don't seem to be taking any blame with what they. It's always what they inherited, and it's always now it's what the Republicans don't let him do.
And you know, that nothing could be further from the truth. This is a president who came into office, initiated Obamacare, increased spending by $1 trillion. Now some people say we're $4 trillion in debt. He continues to talk about spending, class warfare, and then Tyra, you know, she says he inherited. No other president in history has ever placed blame on another president as this president continually does.
Does the blame the way he blames bother you at all, or is that a tactic that's effective?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily about blaming anyone, because frankly, some of the real issues we have in this country have been going on for the last 3 decades. When you look at income inequality, for instance, the fact that we have a lot of people who are very wealthy and we see the gap between those people and middle class and working poor people increasing, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's been in the works for over 3 decades. And the problem with that is the reason why China, India, and nations like that in Brazil are growing is because they're growing their middle class. We're doing the exact opposite. So these are issues that we do need to be talking about, and we need to be talking about them openly.
That's because Bill Clinton sold off the middle class, Tyra, and made us a service economy. Do you remember that?
Well, I don't think there's any one person that can be blamed for anything. We had a surplus under Bill Clinton, and the economy was actually thriving under Bill Clinton.
We were going into a recession. We were going into a recession. Right. When President Bush came in 2000, we were going into a recession, Tyra. Right. Let's just stick to the facts.
Right. All right. We're going to find out. It's going to be an interesting year as soon as it becomes clear that the president has an opponent. I'm sure the debate will even heat up more. We'll have you back. Tara, Charles, great job.
Thank you.
All right, meanwhile, straight ahead.